here at the Throw SSL for some Zergs. That is, as Dark, a bit of an embarrassing game, but I'm sure he'll forget about that eventually, or it might haunt him in his nightmares for a while. Here we're going to go into our TVC, the last series of the night. It will be Maru versus Solar.
Speaking of embarrassing, Maru is 9th place in this tournament so far, 3-7. Vastly underperforming. He had some tough matchups early on, though, especially notably the matchup versus Alive. TVT, one of his strong suits, so did end up losing that one 1-2. And this is a scary moment. Maru will now have to face against Solar this week, and next week we'll face Dark. So 2 TVZs back-to-back. And both Solar and Dark looking really good in the matchup right now. So he has got a downhill spiral potentially ahead of him. If he can't bring the momentum back and focus on this matchup, he's got ahead of him 2 weeks in a row. So you would feel like with all the time he's had since last week to shift gears into the TVZ and how much he has to focus on it going forward, he should be well prepared for this. But I think that, and it sounds weird to say this, you know, Solar is massively the favorite here.
Yeah. Definitely the weird word to use there is massively. Normally you'd say, okay, Maru, the favorite. If this is 2016 and Solar, maybe he can pull off a victory because he gets scrappy in these EVTs. But Solar, I mean, he put up fantastic games against Alive, made it very, very close in the Super Tournament, and I would have to massively favor him too. Let's jump into Abyssal Reef for game number 1.
Maru, 조성주, Solar, 강민수.
Fly, better fly. Jin Air. Thank you, Jinner. Anyway, down here on the bottom right, it's Maru, the blue Terran.
Yep, a Jin Air player himself. He will face off against the purple Zerg, Solar, representing Splice today in the studio.
Splice is orange, right? I guess I'm asking the wrong person.
I'm sorry, I'm not very good with colors.
Like, no, that's green.
I think it's either, I think it's yellow, but it's maybe a sort of like orangish yellow.
Yeah, it's like sun yellow or something.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Although generally when you're young you would use like the very yellow crayon for the sun. I think the sun is actually a bit of like an orange yellow. It's like sunset yellow, something like that, you know?
It's got the...
Maybe Splice can reach out to us on Twitter and tell us exactly what the color is so we don't get it wrong. It's like tangerine or something, or like, oh, okay. The
it's
official
like
Splice color.
It's spice orange, just like the best GameCube controller the world has ever seen.
Isn't that one like a lot more orange though?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really just reaching at this point to make a reference to GameCube. And we're gonna see, by the way, a crazy one-base roach timing.
Cool.
We didn't even get time to talk about how flexible that snake is and how he's shaped like an S, but I wanted to get into it. But I guess we're just gonna have to talk about the game now, as the Roach Warren is coming up early. And Maru, with no scouting information whatsoever, is going for a quick CC after the Reaper opening.
Oh boy.
The Reaper will see this, but will it be too late? That's the question, as we're going to see probably 3 Roaches come out here as soon as he has the money for it. 1, then 2, and then the third one will come out right immediately afterwards. A lot of gas banked up here, actually, for this.
Yeah, a ton of gas. And I would have to think that this kind of build is designed to shut down the build of Maru. You know, the Reaper is just going to be awful against the Roaches. I mean, if you make a lot of Reapers, then it's okay.
Okay,
with all the grenades.
He's going to actually morph Ravagers.
Yeah.
So this leads me to believe, well, he's not doing it, but I was going to say, you know, we might see like a Speedlink follow-up or something like that, so he just busts the wall with the Ravagers and runs in. Either way, Maru still has no idea. The Reaper is idle. Okay. And now
he still hasn't jumped into the main.
I know! This is actually so crazy!
Okay, now he sees no hatch and he knows something is up.
So probably, okay, bunker, he needs to probably cancel that reactor, to be honest. Start getting some more units out here. The Ravagers will bust the bunker quickly, especially if there's no units in it, really. Okay, Reaper sees the Ravager. He's just going to come up here, knock the SCV, stuck in its position. Oh, lucky spawning there, lucky halting, as the Ravagers kite back now. There's only a few Marines. The CC is canceled, obviously. Just going to target the bunker directly. Repair coming off, but the SCVs can't stick around too long or they'll just be corrosive out. He has to micro on the repair. So far, decent.
Really rough. Down it goes, and that is huge.
Yeah, I think that's just too much, right? He just kills the spawning Marines. Doesn't even have anything else.
Yeah, there's more Ravagers on the way. He saves that one Ravager. Maybe if he picks off one Ravager at a time, but it's just not, you know.
The Cyclone is so important. Needs to micro it like a god right now. It is targeting down these Ravagers so far. The Biles actually just barely did not connect there. Close call. One more Roach over here, but so many SCVs going down. He did cancel that CC. 14 SCVs going down. Looks like that might be the extent of it. Another Ravager here for the Roach recovery.
Ooh, he's going around. This is such a funky build from Solar. Definitely not what I was expecting, and I don't think so. Maru was expecting this either. Trying to catch that Cyclone. The second Cyclone comes out now, though.
Needs a micro back. So far, so good.
Loses the Overlord.
Ooh, that Ravager's 1 health. Would love to move it back and not lose it. Reaper's like, see ya, peace. Sick control by Maru, identifying this. The other Ravager down at 18. Doesn't have vision, obviously, with the Overlord being down, so moving forward like this is a bit risky. I really see the Reaper counter harass as the rallies just keep hitting.
And I don't know, I think this is kind of hell.
I think it is.
With the double Cyclone, as long as you don't get hit by Biles, you're just pretty fine. And now there's a ton of Marines out.
Still no vision on the high ground. You know, you can't really, I mean, you could try to blind Bile, but so risky. Maru has 17 SCVs to the 13 drones.
Solar is not giving up yet. He's not giving up yet. The Ravagers march one by one to join this small Ravager group over here.
He probably wants to just chain them together in a line, so it's hard for the Cyclones to dodge all of them, but that's so difficult. The Cyclones could just go forward then.
The Widowmine is just too, like, kind of cheesy.
Okay, this Overlord will now finally reveal once more, so we can look for the shot. There's the Widowmine. Going to go for that first, it looks like. Nope, actually not even going to target the Widow. Okay, there it is finally.
That's why this is cheesy. I mean, it either gets the one secret shot that Solar doesn't see, or it just dies to Gross Biles, as we saw.
He's making a medevac, so he's really looking towards the next step to transition. He's trying to use this Overlord to bait the Cyclone. Not going to happen. But this is actually still quite strong. It turns out Ravagers are pretty good.
Still on 13 drones.
Yeah.
Still 13 drones.
Trying to hit the reactor here, picking off Marines because they kill him so quickly, faster than the medevacs can really heal. He's coming up the ramp now.
He's going
still
for
a lot of Ravagers. He's going to target the Cyclone, but the medevac can lift. Does not lift, actually, but still, he holds this off. Now he's on the chase with the SCVs. I think this is the end of this push and the end of this game.
Well, we'll see if Solar wants to get out of here. If he can pick off the Cyclones, then maybe. But Maru's been really good with the control so far. Oh, looks like he loses one.
Oh, that's a bit messy.
All the Ravagers are going to go down. And Another Overlord. There's a Viking out.
Yeah.
This is held.
Absolutely held. He's just going to shut this down. And GG. Maru will take game number 1 here on our first map. That was wonky, to say the least.
We were talking about how Solar was favored against Maru and how, you know, we should expect him to come out and win this one pretty easily, maybe a 2-1 if it gets close, but going for a build like that just says, like, I'm not really confident against this guy, or the only other thing that I could think of is that he's just, like, found this new build that he's practiced a lot on the ladder that really does work a lot, and he gets a lot of wins with it, and he's like, oh, this is very strong on Abyssal Reef. Yeah. I'm going to bring it out here, and it just didn't work. You know, maybe in a different world, he snipes the Cyclone, the Maru micro isn't as good, and he wins the game, so.
Yeah, I mean, on a map like Overgrowth, which is our second map that we're going into here, you've been a lot short of a rush distance. You can hit a little bit faster, potentially, on that attack. Probably going to see standard play from Solar now, but Maru's happy to get a defensive, easy first win here.
Yeah, definitely should be happy taking that first one against that kind of cheesy play from Solar. We're going into game number 2 right now on Overgrowth. Here we go on Overgrowth. Down in the bottom left, the Terran player in this match taking game number 1. It's Maru.
And up to the top right, in purple, his opponent. From Splice, it is Solar. The creative strategy there in game number 1. Failed to succeed.
And we did get the information from co-owner of Splice, Fun Killer Marty. He said that it's gray and gold are the official colors of Splice. So thank you for reaching out, letting us know.
I really appreciate that.
Seems like I failed on the color identification this time, Wolf. You don't have to feel too bad.
Look, Splice guys listening, I just want to let you know I knew it wasn't Spice Orange. I knew it wasn't.
You're just
Spice
trying to
Orange.
cover your tracks now that you know the right people are listening.
But that is objectively the best GameCube controller color. So let's take a look at where we're at in this game here. It's going to be another pool first with gas for Solar, but he's going to hatch with it. Not going to be crazy roach opening or anything like that this time. Maru barracks in the main, and it is going to be a standard game here on Overgrowth. We'll see if it goes long. As you know, we've seen some of these Terran players go for the 2 medevac stim timings to mixed results. Innovation, sadly, failing really hard with his against Solar last week. So Solar focused on the same matchup 2 weeks in a row, by the way.
Yeah, and I like that he starts with the safe pool with the speed too, because Maru really is a Terran that loves to get cheeky, especially on small 2-player maps where you can hide 2 barracks very easily, or even like a weird 1-1-1 kind of thing over on the right side. He just wants to make sure that he's prepared and that he can get into a late game, especially going for a cheesy strat in game 1 didn't work out, and wants to just make sure that he can play this standard game here. Now Reaper is going to come around the left side, scout no third base just yet.
We'll see the natural. First Jones to transfer, backs off immediately with the Queen on guard. Zerling's at the high ground. Solar is ready.
When you said drones, I heard Jones. I'm like, yeah, the Jones family of drones are going down to the natural.
Jones family, man. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah.
Jones Jr.
And Amanda Jones.
Amanda Jones.
The daughter.
Why Amanda?
I don't know, it's just a very common female name, don't you think, for drones?
For drones especially, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I chose it. I don't know why
well
you would even
chosen.
question that. I mean, I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Well, Amanda needs more escort, more protection by Uncle Ling Joe and Uncle Ling Jeremy to get over to that third base location, because the Reaper is going to deny that third base for the time being.
Aren't those the 2 uncles from Full House?
Luckily, Aunt Norma, the Queen, is here to push that Reaper away, and so Solar will secure this at 3:30. Now has Overlord speed to identify what Maru is doing, which will scout out the fast stim. As well, actually did not scout out the fast stim. They'll just scout out the medevac coming up, the follow-up. But saw the reactor barracks, only did not see the second barracks.
Maybe by the timing, if he's studied this build enough, he should know what's coming his way. And should be just fine. Has that early Evo chamber. Interested to see what will come out of that. Will it be early upgrades, perhaps? Or
I
just
imagine
a drop, perhaps? That Overlord is sticking around over on the left side.
I imagine we're going to see the carapace. Yeah, there it is. So, double drops coming out, stim, 2 medevac, everything you've expected to see if you've been watching professional TVZ the past few months. Reaper's trying to use that grenade to get out, but Solar's got the grab. Will control the watchtower. Overlord scouts the double medevacs too, so again, showing why Overlord speed is just so powerful in the early game in this matchup. Maru's not going to try to win the game with this push, but he definitely want to do more damage. And when you know, they say knowing is half the battle, and it certainly is. Knowing this is coming will give Solar the knowledge of which angle to protect. It's going to be the third base. 1-1 upgrades though for Maru back at home, so he has the transition available.
You can see that no creep tumors over here. You want to solve this off first and save transfuse energy. Maru good, actually kiting there so far. Picks off 1 queen already.
Yeah, no tumor nearby. This one is kind of going to spread the creep a little bit further. It's well protected right now. Not a whole lot of creep for Solar.
Yeah, that creep tumor came from the natural too.
Yep.
So an earlier creep tumor that's spreading that way. Looks like he has one to go towards the watchtower too. Pushing in once again. Nice, another transfuse. There is the surround, and they will have to be picked up and driven away.
A third medevac is coming over. Combat shields in 1-1. If this continues to kind of stack up and he can keep this army alive and healed with Widowmine shots going off, you can protect the Widowmine too, this could start to stack up. The Baneling Nest isn't ready yet, so he can't get Baneling speed for a long time. Already going to deny one of these tumors. Gets a queen, and now just needs to kite back up creep. Oh, this Widowmine shot could be huge. Just going to hit a queen though. Look at this micro from Maru. Cutting back off creep. Bring up so many of these Zerglings, and another medevac should be ready to send another group across very soon.
Really nice micro for sure. All of those Lings being taken out. Still no Banelings being used in the defense, but it's just enough stuff for Solar. Not really able to get the surround that he wanted. He started off with the surround, but nice micro from Maru got him out of that. But Maru, he's not quitting, as you were saying. It looks like another medevac potentially follows up here. No,
yeah.
just looks like it's the same two from earlier on.
Yeah, I saw something on the minimap. Not entirely sure what it was. Definitely not a medevac though. So we're not going to actually commit to this any further with the combat shields on 1-1. Just actually going to let this go. Oh, baits a nice Widowmine shot. 7 kills on that one. Gets out. Has a nice setup of units back at home. The third base has the infrastructure to continue a push. With the third base going up and the good upgrades, he should continue to hit once that armory is done. I'm liking Maru's position in this game. He's already up 1-1. If he's going to have 2-2 much faster, he's going to push himself into a great spot. Overlord going to creep this, very well timed. It's going to force some units over here.
Perfectly timed. Just slightly delayed. He's also got some units over in the main to defend. He's reading Maru pretty well. He also had control of the watchtower that was necessary to scout that. Maru didn't take the safety route all the way around the right side. But Spire follow-up, Baneling speed, and a fourth base that Solar should be able to hold on. So it looks like this will transition into the mid-game. Taking a look at the upgrades so far, it's 1-1 for Maru, just +1 Carapace for Solar, who's going into +1 melee as well.
2 Banes for 1 Marine as Solar pushes off creep here. Should see a hot pickup on the majority of these Marines. He's trading as well as he can. Won't get the pickup. Interestingly, Maru actually forgetting the +2 armor for his infantry. He has that second eBay, which was shown at the natural, but he has not spent the resources to get that. Perhaps actually just forgetting.
Yeah, you would have to think so. I mean, he's had the gas for it for a really long time. Another nice micro there by Maru, setting up the Widowmine and baiting the stuff in.
Gets a queen.
Yeah, coming on into the natural now.
Some overlords too. Now going to get into a good position here. There's no Banelings nearby. The Mutas have to come over to defend. He can actually target some of those down. Look at this micro from Maru. Gets another overlord, killing so many expensive Mutas right now. Now has map control over here at the third and fourth base to clear up some creep.
It looked like 2 or 3 Mutas went down in that fight too.
Look at the splits.
Oh man, Maru really showed up to play tonight. Where was he earlier on? Where was this Maru earlier on in his first 4 games? Or first 4 series, I should say, where he went 1 and 3.
Now, +2 attack is going to be done soon. Imagine if he had the armor with it. Had he coordinated that better, he could have even had both, but still, just the attack alone is going to put him ahead in upgrades. A whole double set with +2 Carapace, not even done yet, not even halfway done for Solar. And he's going to just fight this engage once more with no Banelings. Good surround, though, with the Lings this time.
A lot of those medevacs very low, but there's just so many Marines for the follow-up, and with no Banelings, no AoE, no way he can take out that Terran army. And the non-stop aggression from Maru looks to end this game number 2 in the mid-game.
Yeah, look at this. Splits again against the Banelings. They were late. And Maru is just going to fight these Mutas now. Barely does not have enough. Another wave of units is about to arrive, though. And he keeps the medevacs alive. He's just going to set up for one more push. No Banelings even in the morphing right now. And I think you're right. I think this is going to be a quick 2-0 as this base is now under attack. Look at the minimap. The stream of units. The Lings die for free.
Yeah, gonna make one last-ditch effort. Not too many Marines here. He's trying to kill them with the Mutas. Nice on Burrow there on the Widowmines, though, as the Mutas trying to meet their fate. One big hit does get hit, and all the Marines making their way across the map. No Banelings.
Banelings morphing right in the face of this bio. The scan comes off here to eliminate the creep, and this is going to be it. Solar trying to desperately get a few more units out here, but he doesn't have the bait. He doesn't have +2 Carapace. He's about to, but it's just too late. This Bioforce, one last engage is all he needs. Bailing's blowing up before they can connect. The Muta Flock is going to just decimate, and Maru will take the win. GG, 2-0. As you said, where was Maru?
Where was this Maru?
Yeah, where was this Maru?
You know,
for the first 5 weeks.
Game 1 was a nice defense, but he showed like the foreshadowing of his incredible micro. He's like, okay, I can hold off this kind of play. And he looked really just on point, like he wasn't losing units here or there. And then in Game 2, he showcased that, you know, early to mid-game kind of push with all of his Marines and had really, really fantastic micro, and he never let up. All of his macro cycles were really in place. Maru just looked like he had been practicing for the last week. He was unhappy with his 1-3 record, and he really showed up to play tonight. And Solar finally takes his first loss here, by the way, in SSL Premier, sitting at now 4-1. He was undefeated in series. I should say he had gone 2-1 in all of his series wins that he had. But Maru, the first to take him down.
Critically for Maru, it's a 2-0 map score, so he can break out of the bottom. Currently at number 9, if he can break out, perhaps get into a tie situation where he has the better map score, he can avoid going to the relegation fast lane matches that we'll have later on. I see your face chuckling as I look at my monitor. So it's called
fast lane.
Fast lane. Give me the fast track.
That's like the slow lane for all the Premier players. They don't want to go into the fast lane.
Yeah, for them, they want to avoid that. They don't want to take the fast lane into the top parts of the ranking. Look, it's been a pretty quick day of matches, all things considered. A lot of fast games. The ZVZ specifically the saddest of our series. Here are today's results.
Yeah, only 2 2-1s. The rest were 2-0s. Patience takes out Innovation, who is up near the top and actually surpasses him, taking second place now over Innovation. Alive takes the win as well and really secures a nice spot towards the upper echelon, now sitting at 3-2. So should be pretty happy with his score so far halfway through.
Yeah, he's probably still frustrated with his performance, of course, overseas when he did give the depth loss to Patience. Could have been higher had he taken that win. So here are our standings. Biel will sit in first place after his 2-0 win. In terms of map score, he's just one ahead. There's going to be Patience in second. So both Solar and Innovation fall down to third and fourth place, respectively. And our Jenner players, SOS and Zest, Maru and SOS down at 7 and 9. Zest currently still at 10th, 0-5, the former KT Rollster Protoss.
Yeah, so it seems like we're kind of speeding through this, but you can really see the map score and how it matters. Solar falling into third place from first because he's tied at 4-1 in terms of set wins, but he's 8-6, I believe it was, in terms of the games that he's won. So
we're going to see Mind versus Rain on Thursday for Classic. Rapid will be back here with me, same place, same time, just a different day on Thursday. And you'll be with him on Saturday for the 10 p.m. matches or challenge. And then we'll be back again on Monday with a match you see the bottom right of your screen. As we will see Maru face off against Dark in that back-to-back TVZ he's going to have to play. And we'll see Stats play another PvP against Patience. And Innovation versus Alive. Alive, I feel, the big favorite there because it's TVT. We'll see if Innovation can keep his spot or if Alive may pass him in the rankings.
Yeah, would have to agree, but the one match we were pretty heavily agreeing on was Solar taking the win over Maru tonight. But as you can see, as weeks go by, week by week, the players' forms do change, and Maru really showing up tonight. This was definitely his best set of matches against the strongest player, in terms of set wins and standings before that 2-0 victory did take place.
Yeah, his TVT was good, but it was not as good as Alive's. But you could see his improvement into the TVT series, his massive, I wouldn't say improvement, but preparation perhaps going into this. His micros, mechanics really showing up in tonight's matches. So maybe next week he levels up even further. I love this format that we have. Big thanks to everyone who came down to the studio and bought tickets, including our Western fans here. We've got quite a few of you down. Thank you so much for coming here. You guys can buy the tickets on Ticketmaster or here in person if you arrive at the studio. You can go on Reddit or Team Liquid to find out how to get here. It's pretty easy in terms of directions.
Very, very easy. So that looks like that's going to do it for us tonight. So from me and Wolf, thank you very much once again for watching. We'll see you guys on Thursday for Classic, Saturday for Challenge, and next Monday for another day of SSL Premier. Good night.
却